The All England Club. The press room is packed. The cameras are rolling. The microphones are live. And a 23-year-old American has just been eliminated from Wimbledon. Emma Navarro. The world number 25. The player who prefers to stay under the radar. The player who lets her racket do the talking. She has just lost a 3-set battle to Marta Kostyuk in the third round. She is supposed to be talking about her own match, her own disappointment, her own journey, but instead, she is talking about someone else. Alexandra Eala. The name hangs in the air like a thunderclap. Reporters lean forward. Cameras zoom in. Navarro has just watched the 21-year-old Filipina sensation do the unthinkable, defeat the defending champion, Iga Swiatek, on center court. And now, she is about to say something that nobody expected. She's going to win this whole thing. The room goes silent. The tennis world is stunned. Emma Navarro, a player who has never been one for bold declarations, has just made a prediction that will send shockwaves through the sport. I've watched her. I've played against her. I've seen what she does to the game. She's not just good. She's different. She's going to win Wimbledon. This is the story of that moment. This is the story of what Emma Navarro predicted about Alexandra Eala, and why it shocked tennis fans around the world. That let's begin to understand why Emma Navarro's prediction carries so much weight. You have to understand who she is. Emma Navarro is not a player who seeks the spotlight. She is not one for bold declarations or flashy headlines. She has built her entire career on quiet consistency, letting her results speak for themselves. She has climbed to world number 25. She is a fixture in the later rounds of major tournaments. But she has never been one to make waves with her words. That's what makes her prediction about Alexandra Eala so shocking. I am not one who seeks the spotlight, Navarro has said. I'm really lucky to have people that are very grounding for me around me. But something about Eala has forced her to speak. Navarro has been watching Eala's journey closely. She has seen the Filipina sensation rise from outside the top 100 to the brink of the elite. She has seen the crowds, the noise, the phenomenon that has become known as the Eala effect. And she has seen something that others are only beginning to notice. She's not just good. She's different. The words were measured, deliberate, but the weight behind them was staggering. Navarro knows what it takes to compete at the highest level. She has beaten some of the best players in the world. She understands the level of play required to win a Grand Slam. And she sees that level in Eala. I've watched her. I've played against her. I've seen what she does to the game, and what the game does to her. Eala had just made history. She became the first player from the Philippines to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam in the Open era. She had beaten the defending champion on center court. And Navarro, watching from the shadows, couldn't ignore it. The press conference was supposed to be about Navarro's own match. She had just lost to Marta Kostyuk in the 3rd round. She was disappointed. She was frustrated. But when the questions turned to Eala, something shifted. What do you make of Alex Eala's run? A reporter asked. Navarro paused. She looked down at the table. And then, she said something that nobody expected. She's going to win this whole thing. The room went silent. Reporters looked at each other in disbelief. Emma Navarro, the player who never makes bold predictions, had just predicted that a 21-year-old from the Philippines would win Wimbledon. I've watched her, Navarro continued. I've played against her. I've seen what she does to the game, and what the game does to her. The atmosphere she creates, the way she carries her country on her shoulders, the way she transforms every court into a home match. She makes you want to be better. She makes you want to play harder. She forces you to raise your level, because if you don't, she will leave you behind. The words hung in the air like a thunderclap. Navarro had just said what many were thinking, but few were willing to admit. She's not just good. She's different. She's going to win Wimbledon. The tennis world was stunned. Social media exploded. Fans were divided. Some praised Navarro for her boldness. Others questioned whether she was getting ahead of herself. But everyone agreed on one thing. The prediction had added a new layer of intrigue to Eala's Wimbledon campaign. Navarro wasn't done. I've seen a lot of players come through. But Alex has something special. The way she moves, the way she reads the game, the way she handles pressure, she's already playing like a top 10 player. And she's only getting started. Navarro's prediction was not empty hype. It was based on evidence. On the things she had seen in Eala's game that others were only beginning to notice. Eala's 2026 season had been extraordinary. She had won the WTA 125 Birmingham Classic. She had reached the semi-finals of the Berlin Open, where she stunned world number 2, Elena Rybakina. She had climbed to world number 30 and become the first Filipina in history to earn a singles seed at a Grand Slam tournament. But it wasn't just the results that had caught Navarro's attention. It was the way Eala had achieved them. She doesn't just beat players. She figures them out. She adapts. That's what separates the good from the great. Navarro had witnessed the Eala effect firsthand. She had seen the crowds, the noise, the energy that followed the Filipina sensation everywhere she went. She had seen the transformation of every court into a home match. It's not just about her tennis. It's about what she represents. The Philippines has never had a player like her, and she's carrying that weight with grace. Navarro also understood the mental game. She knew that talent alone wasn't enough. She knew that the ability to handle pressure, to rise to the occasion, to believe in yourself when nobody else does, that was what separated the good from the great. She has that belief. You can see it in her eyes. She's not afraid of the big names. She's already beaten them, and she's going to beat more. Eala had just proven that belief by dismantling Swiatek on center court. She had saved 2 set points in the first set tiebreak. She had raced to a 4-0 lead in the second set. She had made the defending champion look ordinary, and Navarro had watched it all. The tennis world is often defined by rivalries, by competition, by the fierce desire to beat the person on the other side of the net. But between Navarro and Eala, there was something else, something quieter, something deeper, respect. Even though they had never faced each other, Navarro had been watching Eala's journey. She had seen the Filipina star rise from outside the top 100 to the brink of the elite. She had seen the crowds, the noise, the phenomenon that had become known as the Eala effect. And she had been forced to admit what many were thinking but few were willing to say. She's going to win this whole thing. Eala, for her part, has always been gracious about her fellow players. After her historic victory over Swiatek, she dedicated the win to her younger self and to all the girls with ruffled socks and chubby cheeks. She never forgot where she came from. I went to train every day after school with my ruffled socks, light-up shoes and chubby cheeks. To younger me, this is everything, Eala had said, her voice breaking with emotion. Navarro had seen the same thing. A player who carried the weight of a nation on her shoulders. A player who refused to let it crush her. A player who turned pressure into fuel. She's doing great things for the game, Navarro said. And she meant every word. Emma Navarro's prediction is not just about one player. It is about the future of the sport itself. Eala has become the biggest draw in women's tennis. Former pros have declared her bigger than Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka. She has driven a 48% jump in ticket sales at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. She has sold out arenas across 6 tournaments this year. And now, she has earned the respect of one of the most measured players on the tour. She's going to win this whole thing. Those words will echo long after the controversy fades. They will become a reminder that greatness recognizes greatness. That the sports players see something special in the next generation. That Eala's run at Wimbledon is still unfolding. She has already beaten the defending champion. She has already made history by becoming the first-seeded Filipina at Wimbledon. She has already captured the attention of the tennis world, and she is just getting started. Navarro's prediction was not just a moment of praise. It was a recognition that Alexandra Eala is no longer just a promising prospect. She is a star, a player who commands the respect of her peers, a player who forces even the most measured athletes to speak from the heart. The tennis world is watching. The fans are divided. The debate is raging. But one thing is certain. The Eala effect has arrived. And even the quietest players in the sport are being forced to take notice. And that, my friends, is how a 23-year-old American, who had just been eliminated from Wimbledon, made a prediction that sent shockwaves through the tennis world. Emma Navarro, the player who stays under the radar, the player who never makes bold declarations. And she was forced to admit, she's going to win this whole thing. The tennis world was stunned. The fans were divided. But one thing is certain. Alexandra Eala has arrived. And she is just getting started. This is the rise of a phenomenon. This is the rewriting of tennis history. And trust me, this is only the beginning.